Attachment styles in parents. Did you know? Parent-child attachment shapes who we become. Hi there. Today, I want to invite you to explore something I find fascinating: the types of attachment between parents and children and how they impact a child's development. Don't worry. This won't feel like a lecture. Think of it as a cozy chat with a friend over coffee, where we share some interesting and relatable stories. Before we dive in, let me ask, how was your relationship with your parents when you were little? Did you feel safe? Or were there moments of uncertainty? Turns out, that bond can explain a lot about how we approach relationships in our lives now. Intrigued? Let's get started. Attachment, it's about more than just food, it's love and responsibility. Picture this: a baby crying in the middle of the night, and their parent immediately picking them up to comfort them. This isn't just about getting the baby to stop crying, it's about building trust. The first foundation of attachment. John Bowlby, a pioneer in attachment research, discovered that attachment isn't just about meeting basic needs like food or shelter. It's rooted in love and responsibility. The way we bond with our parents or caregivers as children shapes not only our personality but also how we connect with our romantic partners later in life. Pretty cool, right? What factors influence attachment? For a child to feel loved and securely attached, caregiving needs to go beyond simply being there. Several key factors play a role here. Opportunities for attachment. Children who lack consistent caregivers, like those raised in orphanages, often struggle to develop the trust needed for secure attachment. It's a reminder of how vital presence and care are. The quality of caregiving. Think of this like a promise. If a child's needs are met consistently and promptly, they'll start to trust their caregiver. This trust becomes the cornerstone of a strong attachment bond. The types of attachment. Which one do you relate to? Now comes the fun part. There are 4 main types of attachment, each with its unique characteristics. As you listen, try to see which one sounds most familiar, either from your childhood or how you parent now. 1. Anxious attachment. When kids feel insecure. Ever waited for someone, unsure if they'd show up? That's what life feels like for children with anxious attachment. Their parents may sometimes be loving but other times inconsistent, leaving the child feeling uncertain and distressed whenever the parent is away. 2. Avoidant attachment. When kids keep their distance. Kids in this group often seem indifferent toward their parents. They don't show a clear preference for their caregiver over a stranger. Why? It's usually because they've faced neglect, coldness, or even punishment for seeking comfort. Over time, they learn not to rely on anyone. 3. Anxious avoidant attachment. When feelings are conflicted. This type of attachment is a bit of an emotional roller coaster. These kids display confusing behaviors, sometimes seeking comfort, other times avoiding it. Their caregivers may have been both a source of comfort and fear, leaving the child feeling conflicted about trust. 4. Secure attachment. The ideal every parent hopes for. This is the gold standard of attachment. These kids feel safe, loved, and consistently cared for. They trust their parents, show distress when separated, but believe their parents will return. When scared, they seek comfort and reassurance. which helps them regain their sense of safety. This is the most common and healthiest type of attachment. Final thoughts: how parents shape a child's world. After hearing all this, do you see how important the parent-child bond is? It's not just about feeding or clothing a child, it's about building trust and love. So, which attachment style do you think you grew up with? And if you're a parent, what kind of attachment are you fostering with your child? Remember, secure attachment isn't something that just happens. It takes time, patience, and a whole lot of genuine love. But trust me, it's worth every effort. It's a gift that lasts a lifetime. Thanks for listening. If you found this interesting, don't hesitate to share your thoughts. I'd love to hear them.